This video explains how to draw a cumulative histogram using the R programming language. So without too much talk, let's dive into the R code. In this video I will show you two examples, and both of these examples are based on the data frame that we can create with lines 2 and 3 of the code. So after running these lines of code, a new data frame object called data is appearing at the top right, and we can print the first 6 rows of our data frame using the head function, as you can see in line 4 of the code. So after running this line of code, you can see at the bottom in the RStudio console that our data frame contains only one column, which is called X, and this column contains random numeric values. Now let's assume that we want to draw these data in a histogram. Then we can use the base R function hist, as you can see in line 6 of the code. And within the base R function hist, I'm simply specifying the column that I want to draw as a histogram. So in this case, the column X in the data frame data. So after running line 6 of the code, you can see at the bottom right of RStudio that a new histogram is appearing. However, you can also see that at this point, this histogram is a regular histogram and not a cumulative histogram. So if we want to draw a cumulative histogram of our data, we can apply the code that you can see in lines 8 to 10. So in line 8 of the code, I'm once again applying the hist function to our data frame column. However, this time I'm storing the output of the hist function in a new data object that I call myHist. So after running this line of code, a new data object called myHist is appearing at the top right. And then in the next step, I apply the cumsum function to our hist object, or more precisely to the counts that are stored in our hist object. And then I'm storing the output of this in the counts of our hist object. So in other words, I'm overwriting the counts with the cumulative counts. So after running line 9 of the code, our myHist object is updated. And then in the next step, we can use the plot function to draw our hist object in a cumulative histogram. So after running line 10 of the code, you can see that we have created a cumulative histogram of our data column. So in this first example, I have explained how to draw a cumulative histogram using base R. However, it's also possible to use the ggplot2 package for this task, and this is what I want to show you in the second example, starting in line 12 of the code. So as a first step, we need to install and load the ggplot2 package, as you can see in lines 12 and 13. I have installed the package already, so for that reason I'm just going to load it with line 13 of the code. And if we would like to draw a regular ggplot2 histogram, we would have to apply the ggplot and histogram functions, as you can see in lines 15 and 16 of the code. However, as you can see at this point, our histogram is not cumulative. So if we want to draw a cumulative histogram using the ggplot2 package, then we have to specify the aesthetics within the histogram function to be equal to the cumulative sum of our count values. So after running lines 18 and 19 of the code, you can see that our histogram is updated, and this time it's shown as a cumulative histogram. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage, statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video, so you can find it there. If you have liked this video, or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel, and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.